Hello, here we are again, Craster Van Kippers, and today we're out in the van. Lovely sunny day, so all the blinds have to be put up. We're going to be installing something in the van today which is applicable to any van where you have put in a Chinese diesel heater. Now you probably find yourselves fitting into one of three categories. One is, oh my god, the pump's noisy, there's nothing I can do about it, I'll just have to live with it. Or you could be, oh, that pump's noisy, I'm going to do something about it and try and quieten it down. Some of you may have been successful and some of you may not have been. But there is a third option. Now, a British guy by the name of has invented this. Now, what we're going to do, we won't go into the technicalities of this other than the basic setup. However, what we will do is go outside, run the heater with the existing pump that I've got. We'll do some outside, inside, in the bed sound tests using my iPhone microphone, and then we will install this probably in a ridiculous place, i.e. right next to the bed, right next to the pillow, as a worst case scenario, and then we'll go out and we'll do all three tests again. And then if you think that that is suitable for you, then we'll discuss the cost of it, have a quick look inside of it, and then discuss the priming of it and where to locate it. So the pump on H1 is now running pretty much at the slowest speed that it will do. So what I'll do first of all is go outside and we'll just have a listen to it outside. So outside the pump isn't a problem at all really. All you can hear is the exhaust gases coming out through the silencer underneath. So really, as far as being outside, the pump is not an annoyance at all. So let's go ahead and open the hatch and then just see what it's like sort of very close to the pump. So there's the pump. I've got my phone approximately 6 inches away from it, and that's the sound it's making through the air. So we're now inside, the inside hatch door, access door, sorry, with the door closed. Of course there is a vent there, which is the air intake for the heater, so maybe that's allowing a little bit of noise through. But other than that, it isn't too bad in my opinion. Mind, as is usual, it probably sounds a bit louder than it actually is when using the phone's microphone, unless of course I'm going deaf. Here's the bed, and that's where Lisa's head normally is, on here, and the pump is what, probably 18 inches away, mounted to the bulkhead, so the sound does travel through the structure of the van. There's the sound of the tick tick ticking with the original pump. To be fair though, it's going quite fast at the moment because it's just on startup, so we will let it slow down and we'll come back. So then the good old burner has slowed down now and it's now running at minimum. So have a listen. But anyway, I'm just so excited about this pump. I just want to give it a go, and then obviously if Lisa's happy with it, then it must be good. Now we'll have a quick look inside, but before we do that, I'll quickly just point out a couple of things. There is a blue LED indicator light which will run in conjunction with each pulse of the pump, so you have a visual indicator of how fast it's going. We also have a pump speed regulator here, but you'll also notice that there's a little white triangle. Now back in the workshop, when these things are first constructed, they are calibrated to work with a 5 kilowatt Chinese diesel heater, and it's been fine-tuned, and this is the recommended position. It may be slightly different on your pump as to where this indicator is, but because I'm not prepared to fiddle around with it, I'm just going to use James's recommendation and we'll go from there. So looking inside the lid, we've got the rear side of the potentiometer and the rear side of the blue LED. Now down in here we have the diaphragm pump, which has had the actual diaphragm replaced with a one that is fuel safe. Therefore that's another piece of work that he does to it. And we have the electronic circuitry in here. But then for priming purposes, we also have this little black button here, which when you press and hold that will make the pump run continuously to pull the fuel through the line, that is through the input, which is clearly marked with the black indicator ring, and then the output, which of course then connects to your heater. But I'm sure you'll agree that there's a lot more to this than simply just a pump going click, click, click. There's been quite a bit of research done here, and presumably trial and error. And then eventually, you know, he's got the one that he's happy with. And here it is, and we will see how we go. Hi, so this video's been made over a number of weeks actually since I first received the pump, and I'm currently now in France. And I had decided to save the actual connection of the pump up as a little project to do while I'm away. Now then, I feel I really must put this bit in here, because what actually happened was I connected the pump up, camera at the ready, to do the great big demonstration, and sadly it didn't work. Now don't switch off, stick with me. This is why I'm putting this bit in. I was getting an E4 error on the control panel, which means that there was a problem with the connection of the pump. So what I quickly did was reconnect the original pump, and lo and behold, it worked perfectly, albeit noisily. So what do you do there? Do you get all despondent? Oh my God, I've bought a pig in a poke. Who is this guy? Is he a sham? No, I've got faith in him. I just sent James a quick email and explained the situation, to which I got an almost immediate response, which went, oh no, not you as well, because it turns out that these Chinese diesel heaters, although they all appear to be identical, there are in fact different versions of them, and each version switches its pump on and off via different methods. But the good news is James has actually since recently discovered that, and he's got a workaround, and in fact I believe he now has a pump which can be switched between whichever version of this diesel heater you've got. So what am I trying to say here? I'm saying, look, this guy has put a lot of effort into the development of this pump, and yes, there are going to be teething problems, let's say, but the thing is, my confidence in him is that if you have a problem, he's there at least at the end of an email, if nothing else, and he will do his utmost to help solve whatever problem it is you're having. So here we are. It's all rigged up. I've actually got the pump on the bed. Don't tell Lisa, for God's sake, in case I spill any diesel. But I've got the fan running. Can you hear the fan running? And of course somebody has to start up a lawnmower outside. But can you hear the tick tick ticking of the fuel pump? No, you can't. And here he is. There you go. Just quietly pulsing away on the bed there. Needless to say, it's going to be put away in a cupboard. But if that's as loud as it is, when you're this close to it, can you imagine what it's going to be like when it's locked away? Now, the one thing I did forget to mention earlier is that ideally this pump will be higher than your fuel source. In other words, wherever you've got your tank, you need to extend the wiring and your plumbing perhaps to get this pump higher. And if you're going to go into extreme cold conditions, then it would be nice if it was kept in a warm environment. Of course, the ideal place would be in the same compartment as your heater. There is a very, very faint sound, very faint. So now, just to bring this to its logical conclusion, I'm going to take it off the bed and stick it in the cupboard next to where the heater is, shut the door, and then we'll have a lie on the bed and see what we can hear. So here we are, back to where we were earlier in the vid. I've got it set at its lowest setting, so the fan's barely moving. Can you hear the tick tick ticking? No. So there you go. Damn thing works. Fantastic. So let's close this video down and we'll talk some numbers. And then I would advise you, if you are hassled by your heater, get in touch with James. He's going to sort you out. Right, so let's talk the numbers. So back in June when I bought this pump, it was £99 including first class delivery. And if you're an overseas customer, it's £95 plus whatever the courier costs are. My understanding is that the costs haven't changed since then. Now I can hear some of you thinking, crikey, that can't be right. That's more than I paid for the heater. But you know, the thing is, these Chinese diesel heaters are absolutely fantastic, but they do have an Achilles heel, and that is the noise that the pumps make. So given what you're going to be spending on your van conversion, all right, what's another 99 quid? Chuck that at it, and then you've got the perfect heating solution, which is ultra quiet, and you'll never regret it.